Today's lesson will be my experience with wigs traveling internationally. Now, I come from the airline industry, but I've been retired for quite a few years. And my particular protocols of getting through security, either domestic or international, I would always have my wig easily available in my suitcase or my carry-on. So as soon as I got through security, I'd go to the restroom and put on my wig and go to the gate. However, on this particular international travel, I decided to really test the market because I have seen many of you out there posting you have no problem wearing wigs and getting through security. I was actually in Germany, and of all the airports in the world, Germany, they are particularly very, very tough. And they often will pull women aside and really give them a really intense pat down. I was in that particular category. And yes, they did. And yes, they discovered the wig, but they basically just asked, are you wearing a wig? And I said, yes. But they let me through. I didn't have to take it off, but already in my mindset, I was going to request that if they wanted me to take off my wig, I would ask them, could we go to a private room? And then I would do that. So basically, just like many of you, I had no problem getting through security wearing a wig. But second, what I want to discuss with you today is wearing a wig during travel when your travel ends up to be days without sleep. I got caught in that Munich snowstorm where the actual airport was shut down. And it was unbelievable. I think I had a wig. I was wearing a wig, not just one day or 24 hours, but not just 48 hours. It was going on almost 3 full days because there were no hotels, 5 hours in line to even get a taxi. And by the time you're at the end of the line, then there's no more taxis. It was a really very, very challenging time. And I was able to sort out the situation, got back to the States within a few days. But the point here is I want to discuss with you my wearing a wig for so long. As you know, my very favorite thing to wear to hold my wigs are these plastic bands, right? You can get them on Amazon, and they have these little things that kind of stick up that actually are rough, that actually will catch your wig when you put it on. And I actually like it because it actually pulls up my wrinkled forehead a little bit with my skin. But I just find that basically day-to-day wearing these bands are wonderful. However, I did find that after wearing these bands, going on maybe 20 hours or more, and of course, most of you are not going to be wearing a wig that long, but going into almost 20 hours, my scalp was itching, and I started getting a little bit of a headache. So I wanted to share with you what I ended up using the rest of my trip. And it didn't keep my wig on as securely and snug, but at least that was my perception. But all are these caps, which most of you do wear. You see, most of you wear these caps. And like I do, I put the cap on, put 2 bobby pins up on the side and maybe 2 in the back, and then put on my wig. It's very, very soft. There's no pulling like these bands pull, right? Because right now I can feel the band circling my scalp. But with these, there's no feeling. And then you put on your wig and you're fine. I just found that with these, I had to be very mindful as far as a little bit of slipping back of my wig, where I'd have to pull it forward, and always the tabs on the side, on your either side of your earlobe, are very, very good. And then I go in the back and I actually pull down the back too to actually try to resecure it. But also, what I highly encourage you, if you are going to be traveling, is to always wear some kind of a band. I wore this kind of a band like this, right? So if I found that my wig was starting to lift up, and say I was asleep, people wouldn't notice it. Now, when I woke up, it was a little itching. Sometimes I'd go under and itch it, but then I see, I can find that my wig has slipped back a bit. So I would go either into the restroom or even in my seat, I would kind of seamlessly try to pull it down. But I highly recommend you wearing some kind of a band. Now, when you do go through security, they're going to ask you to take this off. So just be mindful of that. But I find that running around the airport, getting on airplanes, back and forth, up and down the stairs, to board the plane, because in Germany, in the Munich airport, they have these multiple icy stairs that you have to walk up and down to, plane and deplane, the airplane. But anyway, I highly recommend that you use these bands. And also for traveling, I'm just going to say it. I love my wigstudio1.com, my wigs.com, where I buy my Raquel Welch and my Jean Renault and all my designers. But you know what I'm beginning to find out going on a little over a year with my wigs? My very favorite is that mother-daughter team, Godiva Secrets. They're out of California, and this is one of theirs. I have worn this wig multiple times. And look at the fibers. They're not bunching together. You'll find that many other designers, after quite a few wears, quite a few meaning like 3, 4, or 5, they start kind of gnarling, and you have to spray like a detangler on it. I've had to do nothing with the Godiva wigs. Their quality of synthetic fibers is outstanding. And also what I like is that now they may today have lace front wigs, but most of their wigs, when I'm buying them, I tend to buy the ones that don't have the lace front. And you see, it still looks very, very natural, right? Because the lace front, as you know, after you wear them maybe 1 or 2 times, you're going to need that glue to kind of put on your forehead to be able to pat down that lace front to keep the mesh really attached to your forehead. But I find that the Godiva wigs, they don't have the lace front. But look at this. The color's beautiful. It's not bunching. I've worn it a ton of times in my travel. And also, particularly on the airplane with my big travel, I really scrunch it up like this. So I'm kind of like this. And it's comfortable. And also, the way it's made inside, as far as the cap itself, is still snug. It's still tight. It hasn't outstretched, because you'll find that many of your wigs, after multiple wears, they kind of stretch, and then it's just not quite the same. This fits. Over a year now I've had this. This fits today, after many wears, just as snug as when I took it out of the box. So I can't say enough about Godiva wigs. But anyway, you have a great day. I hope you've learned a little bit through security check. And also, what to wear as far as a cap or a band to actually hold on your wig, of what's easiest for you. Please put in the comments what you like, if you've tried this band before, or if you prefer just using the regular snug caps. Which particular product do you find that really keeps your wig on nice and snug so that you can wear it in confidence for the day? Have a great day, and always remember to be kind.